Good morning, afternoon, class. Today, we're going to go over 5 characteristics that classify or characterize all living organisms. All right. Before we start, I just want to give a shout out to the Bears. Even though we lost today, we still put in some good work. Love you. Go Bears. All right. So, uh, the first characteristic that all living organisms have is all living organisms have DNA. All right. Um, Generally, in organisms, it's passed down from the parent. This can either be through sexual reproduction or asexual reproduction. We just went over those definitions. So the DNA comes directly from the parents through sexual reproduction. There are two parents coming together and passing their genes down to the next or the offspring. In asexual reproduction, there's one parent generally dividing. We'll go over this later, but one parent dividing and sharing their gene with the offspring or the two daughter cells. All right. DNA is a double helix, and it's composed of chromosomes, or the genes that are tightly packaged in chromosome form. We'll go over all of this a little later, but be sure to take quality notes. All right. The second characteristic that all living organisms share is all living organisms must consume energy. All right, we must take in materials as food. Plants, for example, take in the sunlight for their energy. They convert it into sugar. Humans must take in food such as plants, vegetables. We also consume meat for our energy. The sun does a good portion or helps us out with our vitamin D levels. So we must consume or take in materials for our energy. All right. The third characteristic that all living organisms share, uh, we all must reproduce. All right. So we all must pass down our genes through the form of DNA. And this can be in the form of sexual or asexual reproduction, which we just went over. The fourth characteristic is that all living things are made of cells. All right. All living things are composed of the smallest unit of life, which is the cell. We'll dive into the cell a little later this week, but just know that everything that's alive has one, all right, or has many. All right, so the fifth thing that characterizes all living organisms is that they must all maintain constant internal conditions. All right, this is called homeostasis. We just went over this definition, and this can be in the form of temperature for humans. Does anybody know what the constant temperature of the human body is? Exactly. All right, so it's about 98.6 degrees is the constant human temperature. That's why when you're sick or have an illness, you see that the temperature might go up or down while your body's fighting that illness off. Other constant internal conditions could be like hydration. When your body doesn't have enough water, certain things will happen, such as you might faint, things like that. When your body doesn't have enough oxygen, the same thing might happen, or similar symptoms might occur. Your body needs to maintain a constant amount of vitamins or nutrition just to survive. All right. And this homeostasis must be maintained even when the external conditions change drastically, whether it's a natural disaster or whether it's just cold outside. You know, your body needs to maintain the same temperature even when the temperature outside or the weather outside changes dramatically. All right. So, if you have any questions about these 5 things that characterize all living organisms, just raise your hand at this point. Hopefully, you took very good notes, and let's go on with the rest of class.